espionage isn't just a firewall issue. It's also a recruiting issue, and that's because the talent acquisition team, the recruitment team, HR, whichever, they're often the first line of defense. The one thing that hasn't changed is recruiters have scanned and will continue to scan resumes for inconsistencies, right? But what we're talking about, the threat here, it is so much bigger than many people may realize. We're not just protecting the quality of hires anymore. There's an element of national security that is being protected. As a recruiter, that changes the weight of the way I move, or the way that we move through the process. And one of the first ways that we can start mitigating is pretty simple. So we incorporate verification questions within the interview. And again, that's nothing new, but having the intention set behind it. So verifying the work history, asking about managers, the team structure, the deliverables, the results, the metrics that they had to meet, verifying timelines, the locations, even go as far as checking what time zone they were in. Are there any inconsistencies with what is being said and what is on paper? Verifying skills, their credentials, not just taking certain tools or certain skills or certifications. They have CISP, they have Security Plus. Ask them for examples. Make them explain and talk through what is on their resume. Lastly, validating the culture fit. How did their teams communicate? Was it online? Was it through Teams? Were they communicating and working all in person? What was that like? It's important to understand every touch point with an applicant, with a candidate during the interview phase is a checkpoint. And those checkpoints matter. But here's the thing, it's not just only on recruiters. There's several checkpoints. Recruiting, the talent acquisition team, HR, even IT. There are multiple touch points a candidate has throughout the process up until onboarding. So it's just making sure that we treat this access as it is mission critical, because it is. If talent acquisition professionals step up, if we treat the hiring process with the same vigilance that IT treats a firewall, we can harden some of the most overlooked entry points into an organization, the hiring process itself. I think the biggest piece of advice is having intentional conversations with the candidates, not just going through the flow to check a box, verifying what's on there. Don't just take what they have for face value. Okay, you worked here, here, and here. Let's make sure you really worked there. What did you really do there? What were the metrics that you were held up against? Make them talk about it. If you have a hiring manager who's going to be interviewing with the candidate, they're not a recruiter themselves. So train them to identify certain inconsistencies or potential threats that could come about.